For many, the journey of spiritual awakening is painted as an endless ascent, a perpetual striving towards an ever-elusive peak. We are told of the tumultuous beginnings, the shattering insights, the sleepless nights, the profound identity shifts that leave us irrevocably changed. But what if the most profound phase of this journey isn't marked by dramatic upheaval, but by an almost unsettling calm? What if the storm, having raged, has finally passed, leaving behind not a void, but a quiet, integrated presence? This is the dangerous truth almost nobody discusses. The signs that your spiritual awakening, as you've known it, is not failing, but rather reaching a profound completion. Carl Jung, the titan of the psyche, dedicated his life to mapping this very terrain, which he termed individuation, the arduous, often solitary path of becoming the whole, unique self you were always meant to be. And what he discovered at the culmination of this process defies conventional expectations. We'll delve into that revelation in a moment. But first, a crucial note about sign number 5 on this list. It directly challenges a deeply ingrained belief within the self-improvement paradigm, and understanding it could fundamentally alter your perception of your entire spiritual trajectory. Stay with me until we uncover it. Consider the seeker adrift in the early currents of awakening. They are often characterized by an intense yearning, a relentless pursuit of more insight, more peace, more connection. They devour texts, attend workshops, and engage in fervent debates, always searching for the next breakthrough. This initial phase, while vital, can paradoxically become a new form of entrapment. The very act of seeking, of constantly striving for an extraordinary experience, can inadvertently pull us away from the quiet wisdom residing within the ordinary. Jung observed that the ego, in its initial encounter with the unconscious, often attempts to co-opt the spiritual journey, transforming it into another arena for validation and achievement. The spiritual ego emerges, seeking to prove its enlightenment, its superior understanding, its advanced state. This creates a subtle but pervasive suffering, a feeling of never quite being there, always chasing a horizon that recedes with every step. The superficial understanding of awakening as a perpetual state of heightened drama leads to a cycle of striving that can obscure the true integration. Jung's concept of individuation is not about becoming perfect, but about becoming whole. He understood that the psyche naturally strives for this wholeness, a process he saw as a teleological drive, an inherent purpose guiding us towards our authentic self. This journey involves a profound dialogue between the conscious ego and the vast, often unsettling realm of the unconscious. It is a process of integrating the shadow, confronting the anima/animus, and ultimately relating to the self, the archetypal center of the personality. Unlike mere spiritual experiences, which can be fleeting, individuation is a lifelong process of psychological development. It differentiates itself from transient states of bliss or peak experiences by its emphasis on grounding, integration, and the assimilation of unconscious contents into conscious awareness. Jung believed that true psychological health and spiritual maturity lay not in transcending the human condition, but in fully embracing it, in all its light and shadow. The problem arises when we mistake the initial, often dramatic stages of awakening for the entire journey. failing to recognize the deeper, quieter work of integration that follows. The danger of misinterpreting the end of an awakening cycle is profound. If we believe the journey must always be one of intense highs and lows, we risk dismissing the very signs of integration as stagnation or failure. This can lead to a desperate search for new spiritual experiences, an addiction to the extraordinary that prevents us from finding depth in the ordinary. We might fall prey to what Jung called inflation, where the ego identifies with the self, leading to grandiosity or a sense of spiritual superiority, rather than humble integration. This perpetual seeking can manifest as a subtle anxiety, a feeling that we are constantly falling short, or that our spiritual progress has somehow stalled. It can lead to a disengagement from the mundane realities of life as we deem them unspiritual, thereby fragmenting our experience rather than unifying it. The true cost is a delayed or even aborted journey towards genuine wholeness and inner peace. Jung's work illuminates that the journey of individuation is not a single, monolithic event, but a series of cycles, each involving confrontation, assimilation, and integration. The awakening we often speak of is typically the initial explosive encounter with the unconscious, a necessary disruption. But the true work lies in the subsequent phases: the assimilation of shadow material, the development of a mature ego that can relate to the self, and the eventual grounding of these insights into daily life. Recognizing these distinct phases is crucial to understanding where you truly stand. The failure to recognize the completion of an awakening cycle carries specific perils. Spiritual bypassing, using spiritual concepts to avoid unresolved psychological issues. Perpetual seeking, an endless chase for external experiences, neglecting inner integration. Ego inflation, identifying with spiritual insights, leading to grandiosity or detachment. Disconnection from mundane life. Devaluing ordinary experiences, leading to a fragmented existence. Burnout, exhaustion from constant striving and the pressure to maintain a spiritual persona. Isolation, feeling alienated from others who don't share the same intense spiritual focus. Loss of authenticity, performing a spiritual role rather than embodying genuine inner transformation. The path forward, as Jung meticulously outlined, is one of integration, not transcendence. It is a systematic approach to weaving the insights of the unconscious into the fabric of conscious life. This process involves several key phases. Confrontation with the shadow, acknowledging and integrating the disowned parts of ourselves, rather than projecting them onto others or suppressing them. This is the honest, often uncomfortable work of self-acceptance. Dialogue with the inner figures. Engaging with the archetypal forces within, the anima/animus, the wise old man/woman, to gain deeper understanding and balance. This can occur through active imagination, dream analysis, or creative expression. Relating to the self. Cultivating a connection to the central archetype of wholeness, which provides guidance and meaning. This is not about becoming the self, but about establishing a conscious relationship with it. Grounding in reality. Translating spiritual insights into practical, ethical action in the world. The goal is not to escape life, but to live it more fully and consciously. This approach offers a practical guide. Engage in self-reflection. Pay attention to dreams. explore creative outlets, and most importantly, bring your spiritual understanding into your daily interactions and responsibilities. Consider the figure of the sage, often depicted as calm, grounded, and deeply present, rather than perpetually ecstatic. This is the embodiment of successful integration. They have navigated the inner storms and found their center. Conversely, we see individuals who, despite years of spiritual seeking, remain restless, critical, or unable to find peace in the ordinary. Their journey, while perhaps rich in peak experiences, has not yet led to the quiet integration that Jung described. Jung himself, through his own arduous process of self-exploration, exemplified this journey. His confrontation with the unconscious was a period of intense inner turmoil, but it ultimately led to a profound synthesis of his conscious and unconscious worlds, allowing him to contribute his unique wisdom to humanity. His life was a testament to the fact that true transformation is not about escaping the human condition, but about embracing it fully. While individuation is an intensely personal journey, it is not meant to be undertaken in isolation. Jung recognized the crucial role of the collective unconscious and the impact of our environment. Healthy relationships, supportive communities, and even the right therapeutic guidance can act as vital mirrors and anchors. They provide the necessary friction for growth and the validation for our emerging selves. Cultivating an environment that honors authenticity, encourages self-reflection, and allows for vulnerability is paramount. This means discerning who and what truly nourishes your soul and establishing boundaries with what depletes it. A protocol for this might involve seeking out individuals who embody grounded wisdom, engaging in honest dialogue, and consciously choosing environments that foster integration rather than perpetual seeking. The transformation that follows the completion of an awakening cycle is not a dramatic metamorphosis into something entirely new, but a profound homecoming. It is a journey from fragmentation to wholeness, from striving to being. The individual moves from a state of being driven by external validation or internal compulsions to one guided by an inner compass, the self. This journey culminates in a profound sense of inner authority, a quiet confidence that doesn't need external proof. It is the gift of becoming truly oneself, not a perfected version, but an authentic, integrated human being capable of navigating life's complexities with grace and presence. This integrated self then becomes a contribution to the collective, radiating a quiet wisdom that inspires others not to seek, but to find. Even after significant integration, the journey is not without its pitfalls. The ego, ever present, can still attempt to reassert its dominance, leading to renewed striving or a regression into old patterns. The allure of external validation, the temptation to chase fleeting spiritual highs, or the avoidance of uncomfortable inner work can all derail the process. Maintenance involves a continuous commitment to self-awareness, honest self-reflection, and the willingness to re-engage with the unconscious when necessary. Practices like dream work, active imagination, and mindful presence become less about achieving something and more about maintaining a healthy dialogue with the inner world. It's about tending to the garden of the soul, ensuring it remains fertile and balanced. So if you find yourself in a place of quietude, where the dramatic highs and lows of your spiritual journey have subsided, do not mistake this for stagnation. Reaffirm your understanding. This is not the end of your growth, but the profound completion of a significant cycle. It is the integration of the extraordinary into the ordinary, transforming the problem of spiritual restlessness into the advanced characteristic of grounded presence. Jung famously stated, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Not the idealized version, not the perpetually awakened version, but the full, unedited, completely human version that contains both the light and the shadow, and has made peace with the fact that both belong. These 7 signs are not finish lines. They are profound mile markers. They are proof that you have been doing the deep, transformative work. You have navigated the fire, and this ordinary, peaceful, surprisingly undramatic moment you stand in now, this is what standing on the other side truly looks like. Welcome home. If something in this video resonated deeply, if one of these signs made you whisper, "That's me," please hit the like button. Your engagement helps others who are navigating this quiet, profound phase of their journey find this message when they need it most. Which of these 7 signs hit you the hardest? And which one do you still feel you are integrating? Drop your reflections in the comments below. There are no wrong answers, and your sharing might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. And if this kind of content makes you think differently about yourself and the world around you, about psychology, consciousness, and the deeper mechanics of who we actually are, subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Because we're only getting deeper from here.